Hi, thanks for stopping in. I'm going to read an essay from Window Over the Sink, my book of essays, from a column that I've written since late 80s, early 90s. It's called The Amethyst and Averys Heart. On a recent evening, I spoke at the Black Dog Coffee House in Logansport. It was a huge step outside my comfort zone, and never confident, I wore my favorite amethyst necklace for luck. I saw some friends, Savannah and Bryce, before the talk. They introduced me to Avery, their little girl. Before I went on, Avery gave me a little red heart to keep. I slipped it into my pocket, pushed the comfort zone into the corner, and started to talk. I wondered how I could fill an hour because, I'm just not that interesting. But it was something like an hour and 20 minutes later that Scott Johnson suggested we wind it down. A responsive audience made the whole experience so much fun. I'm still thinking about it actually a couple of years later now. Still reaching up to touch the stone in my necklace and remembering, still stroking my thumb over Avery's heart. I write romance novels, and when I finish a book, I tend to think of the hero and heroine staying where I left them, probably sitting on the couch in front of the fire, smiling into each other's eyes. As time goes on, they'll have children. She'll gain a few pounds. He'll need bifocals. The cat and dog in the picture will change. The carpet on the floor will go over to hardwood and then on to a large area rug. But it will be, I hesitate to use this word because how it sounds isn't what I mean, static. Although they'll argue, because that's what couples do, and sometimes there'll be a lonely space between them there on the sofa, there won't be big unhappy things. No one will throw anything. No one will cheat or lie or withhold love from the other. No one will say, "Do you want a divorce?" Or even the slightly less devastating, "Do you think we should separate for a while?" Because that kind of thing doesn't go on in Happily Ever After, right? Come on, am I right? No, of course I'm not. Because it doesn't work that way, does it? There may be people who are in love every single day, who never have times of coolness and distance with their friends, and who don't occasionally wonder what they were thinking when they signed up for parenthood. But they aren't people I know. The heart Avery gave me is smooth red plastic, but in reality, our hearts have all kinds of cracks and scars on them. The seams are zigzaggy where all the pieces wouldn't go back together right, and some of the color is worn off from being broken so many times. But scars and all, we're still in love, and we still cherish our families and friends. Our kids and their kids are the reason we breathe. Our hearts, battered as they are what keep us connected. We all know, don't we, that happiness, including the ever after kind, is comprised of moments, not decades or years or even months. It's not in the grand gesture or the public avowal or the get a room variety of public displays of affection. Not that kind of moments. It's not even in those deepest ones that stay in your heart forever, when children are born or graduate or marry, when grandchildren are born, or when grief creates a new visceral bond between you that you hoped never to feel. Rather, happiness is what comes in the middle of despair and saves us. It's a small brushstroke on the big picture, where the sun peeks between the clouds to reassure us that we'll see it again soon. For me, it is in the amethyst that makes me happy and makes me feel lucky when I wear it. I remember standing there in Gilbert's jewelry store when Dwayne bought it for me, and crying months later when I thought I'd lost it. I remember Dwayne standing in the kitchen with it draped over his hand when he found it, just looking at me and laughing. The day of the talk, Danae Douglas both did my hair and fastened the necklace's clasp for me because I can't do it anymore. It was a moment of friendship in the middle of the day. It is in the little red plastic heart. A week later, I smiled every time I think of it and of Avery's smile-lit face. The heart lives in my wallet, and I see it every time I open it. She gave me the gift in what was probably a 30-second meeting. I can't count the 30 seconds of happiness it's given me in the days since. So, I wish you all happily ever afters. That promise is one of my favorite parts of writing romance. Even more, though, I wish you many happy moments, 30-second segments that provide that bit of sun, the brushstroke you need to complete your big picture, and the kind of joy that comes with an amethyst necklace and a little girl's heart. Thank you for listening. That has been a couple of years ago since that happened, but I still carry the heart. Avery's growing up on me, though. She's not the little thing anymore, but she's still a pretty little girl. Anyway, I'm wishing you happily ever after. Thank you.